Around 4:30 on Friday, we were dispatched a report of a structure fire. Upon leaving our station number 1, we observed a large black smoke plume developing. On our arrival, we found a complex of numerous structures, property strewn about, temporary and fixed structures, as well as a primary residential dwelling, well involved in fire in the center part of that complex. So our immediate objectives became to be exposure protection. We found that there was numerous appliances, bedding material, and the contents of a 124 by 40 foot Quonset hut that was loaded with property from basically top to bottom, side to side. So we had our challenges cut out for us in the very early stages of the fire because it's in a non-hydrated area. So we had to make sure we brought all of the water with us and our apparatus, including our tenders and engines. We also exercised our mutual aid agreement, and we also utilized what's called our all hands, which brings all of our personnel, both our career and volunteer, back to man the apparatus. So all those things came into play in the very early stages of the fire. But one of the important challenges for us is that we were also fighting a wind-driven fire with shifting winds, no less. So we had to place our firefighters and our apparatus in strategic places that nobody would get hurt. The business was not open at the time. Our crews accessed through the main primary gates of Division A, which is along 160. They stretched large diameter hose lines in and ground monitors so we could put a large amount of water on the fire in the very early stages. And they accomplished this successfully. Again, one of our huge challenges was this large Quonset hut. There's only 2 entryways into the building, one at the very front and one at the very rear, and those both consisted of overhead doors. So there was no intermediate man doors on either side of the building for us to make access and try and cut off the fire. So we needed something that would give us a long reach and give us a volume of water that we needed. So the ground monitors and our 2.5-inch lines were the answer to that. Crews made access. They did a really good job despite severe conditions, including the temperatures outside, severe temperatures on the inside, tremendous amounts of smoke and fire load within the building. And they were able to hold the fire to the immediate ground cover behind it, including a vehicle, appliances, and the bedding material I mentioned earlier, and the contents of that Quonset hut. The structure itself remains intact today. We were out there just a little while ago, and we found that the second Quonset hut on the complex was also protected, and that was loaded with furniture. So we were able to turn the power back on at the end of the evening to the primary dwelling, and the resident reoccupied that structure. The tents and all the property that's surrounding there that was still for sale is still intact.